What is up YouTube, I'm Royal, I'm rank 1 Wildrift, and today we're playing the newest champion, Mordekaiser. So before we get into the gameplay, I'm gonna break down his abilities and the best build to go with. So Mordekaiser is a very immobile champion, similar to Darius. He wants to be up close and personal with you to do a lot of magic damage, however he struggles to get to you. So obviously the best way to play against him is to kite him out and not allow him to just get on top of you. However, he has some great tools to get on top of you. His first ability, actually let's start with his passive. So his passive is quite complicated, but to break it down quickly, he gains some magic penetration and his attacks, his auto attacks, do magic damage, right? That's pretty much all you need to know on that part. And then the more active part of it is that when you hit a champion or a champion or a minion or whatever with 3 abilities or 3 auto attacks or a combination of the 2, you get this little circle around you, which does a lot of damage, and you can keep refreshing it every time you hit an enemy. You can see the yellow bar under my white bar and under my health bar. That's the bar that refreshes every time, so my passive refreshes. It does quite a bit of damage and also gives you movement speed. It also does max health damage, making it really good against tanks. Mordekaiser is actually one of the best champions against tanks. So his first ability is very simple. He just throws his hammer and does damage in front of him. You can see it shows like a crit, because when you hit 2 people it doesn't crit, and the damage is kind of split between them. When you hit only one champion or only one thing in general, it does 60% more damage. So in lane, while you do want to smack people with your hammer, you want to make sure that you're not also hitting minions. You want to make sure that you're only targeting them. Your second ability, passively, it stores 35% of the damage you deal and 5% of the damage you take. And that's the white bar under me. As you can see, it became a shield now. So when I do damage or when I take damage, my bar starts filling up, and I can activate it on my second ability to get a massive shield pretty much. And then I can reactivate it, and it's gonna heal me for a percentage of the shield amount. And that's pretty much it for our third ability, and the probably most interesting one. So you can use it it's a quite weird ability. You can use it to grab enemies. It's actually a pretty long grab. If you use it close by, it pushes enemies back. So you can also use it for an escape. So let's say you're running away, right? And you want to push enemies back. Let's say the skull crab is chasing me, right? I can use it like this and send the skull crab back. So this is the only like hard mechanic that I guess Mordekaiser has. But it's his main way to gap close, grab the enemies, and do some damage. His ultimate, and obviously what Mordekaiser is known for, is this. Once you use your ultimate, you go into a field where only you and the other enemy interact. And if you kill them, actually you get a portion of all their stats, AD, AP, magic resistance, and armor when you ult them. And if you kill them, you get those stats up until you respawn, so you have them for a long time. So what's interesting about your ultimate is that you can drop meteor while in your ultimate. It makes it pretty hard to dodge because it's in a confined area, right? So I think meteor might actually be really good with Mordekaiser. But we're gonna touch more on that on the build portion. Now let's look at your basic combo. Mordekaiser is obviously not a very combo intensive champion, but your basic combo is just your third ability, second ability. Oh, I messed up because my second ability went the wrong way. So your basic combo is just third ability, first ability, auto attack. So if they get hit by your third ability, they can never dodge your first ability because they're CC'd for the duration that they are in your third ability. So you can get your first ability guaranteed, and then the auto attack will proc your passive. And after you get your allies, they're pretty much locked in here forever, right? You can just do this, and they're locked in the rally slow, and you can keep whacking them with your hammer. Later into the game and in team fights, while looking for a good third ability pull onto the enemies to get a good engage can be useful, your main purpose is to ult key targets. For example, if you're in a Baron fight or a Dragon fight, right? Ulting the enemy jungler so they can't smite the objective is insanely broken. As you can see, when I ult this dummy, the objective gets lost, right? So they can't smite it. So that's really crucial. Later in the game in teamfights, you can ult the most important champion in the enemy team, and you're locked in a 1v1 with them. Mordekaiser is one of the strongest 1v1 champions, so hopefully you will be able to beat them. Just imagine if Darius and the enemy carry was just stuck in a little pit together. Obviously Darius is gonna win that, right? So that's kind of your goal later into the game. Now let's jump into the build section, and then we'll look at some gameplay. Okay, so Mordekaiser actually has quite a few choices when looking at his build. So pretty much always you want to start with tank boots. If the enemies have a lot of magic damage, go for the merc treads. If the enemies have a lot of armor or a lot of physical damage, go for the armor boots. First item, you pretty much always want to be rushing rallies. It works incredibly with your passive, being able to just constantly slow the enemies around you, because the main issue that Mordekaiser has, he's really easy to escape. So having that constant slow around you makes it very difficult for enemies to escape you. And gives you all the stats you want, right? Health and HP. Second, you have the choice between Riftmaker versus tankier champions, but you can also choose to go Nasser's Tooth, which is a very powerful item since you can ult someone, they're trapped in there with you, and you can just whack them with ult attacks. Of course, you want to be doing these long sustained fights anyway, so Nasser's Tooth, while it does make you less tanky, it does give you a lot more damage. However, Riftmaker is the more common build, right? This is what you're going to be doing most of the time, especially versus tanky champions, because the Omnivamp is going to help you in these long fights. Third, you can go for Psychic Projector, which is going to work great with the Rally's HP, the Riftmaker HP, and your Tank Boots HP. It's also, this item was literally made for Mordekaiser, right? It gives you all the stats you want, it gives you a great passive to give you more AP, and also gives you a great shield, which is going to help you do these more sustained fights where you shine. Then I do think Deathcap is probably the best choice, because you already have so much AP that I feel like Deathcap, while obviously you're not like a super high damage one-shot champion, building Deathcap when you have so much AP gives you just two great stats. And then lastly, you can go for Amaranth's Twin Guard to get some more armor magic resist, so you can be a lot tankier. Other recommendations I have is you can skip, for example, the Deathcap, or you can even skip the Riftmaker and you can start building tankier right away. However, I think that you should go AP. Another item I want to mention is Crystalline Reflector. If the enemies have quite a bit of physical damage, or you are in this like 1v1 versus a champion like Fiora, Crystalline Reflector can be a very, very good item on Mordekaiser. Again, it's one of those items that look like they were built for Mordekaiser, so you can also consider that. Lastly, I also want to shout out Awakened Soul Stealer, which could be a very, very threatening item on Mordekaiser because of how powerful his ultimate is, and being able to decrease 25% of its cooldown after you ult someone, you kill someone in your ult, is very, very powerful. Last shout out is Cosmic Drive, and again, because you have such little mobility on Mordekaiser, the extra movement speed can go a long way. Lastly, Liandry's Torment. Also a decent item because your passive keeps proccing it over and over again. So if you are in those tankier matchups, this can be a great choice. So as you can see, his build is very, very versatile. The only real must-get items, in my opinion, are Rylai's and eventually Psychic Projector. But other than that, you have a lot of options on Mordekaiser. And for his rune choices, you again have a lot of options here. You can either pick between Conqueror, which is a good choice for these long fights, or you can even go for... You can actually go for First Strike as well. First Strike is a decent option if you just want to go like full AP one-shot. However, you're mostly going Conqueror or... Where's Grasp? Try to find Grasp. Did I remove it? There we go. Or Grasp of the Undying. This is also a great choice, which is going to give you some healing, some extra damage, and some permanent health to make you tankier later on. You can either go Resolve or Precision. For Resolve in those harder lanes where you just want to be a little tankier, you can go for Nullifying Orb to give you a bit of extra shield, Second Wind, and Overgrowth. The great thing about going Resolve is that you're able to get both Overgrowth and Second Wind, which gives you a great laning phase, but also you scale great into the late game with Overgrowth. And then lastly, you can get Cut Down versus enemies that are very tanky, Tenacity versus enemies that have a lot of CC. Obviously, Mordekaiser is very easy, just lock down and CC. And similar to Darius, like I said, you want to be able to get on top of the enemies. Bloodline has a similar Bloodline is in a similar vein of scaling later into the game. Alacrity can be a fine choice too if you want to go for the Nashor's Tooth build. Gathering Storm if you want to scale later. You have quite a few options. You can even go for Transcendence to lower your cooldowns, or you can even go for Nimbus Cloak to catch up to enemies a lot quicker, because again, mobility is a big issue. You can go for Demolish to take down turrets, so you have a lot of options on that tree. Or you can go for Precision to get Gathering Storm, get your Giant Slayer, and you can go probably Bloodline, but all three work. And then again, you can choose your optional rune, which can be Demolish, it can be Overgrowth to scale into the late game and get that huge HP, which is gonna synergize well with Psychic Projector as well. You can go Second Wind if the lane is very hard. So if you go Precision, you're pretty much getting Giant Slayer and Gathering Storm, which are the two important runes here. And you're sacrificing either Second Wind or Overgrowth. So overall, I do think that Resolve might be a little better. However, both choices are great. For summer spells, pretty much always you're going Ignite Flash. However, you can go Ghost to chase down enemies a little better. I do think Ignite Flash is probably better. And versus some matchups, I can see Exhaust also being kind of useful. Okay, now let's jump into some gameplay. Alright, so I'm gonna pick up the Ruby Crystal to start off with to build into my tank boots. The enemies have a lot of magic damage, so I'm gonna be looking to rush the Mercury Treads this game. They have an AP jungle, mid, and top laner, so obviously Merc Treads early would be really good. One thing I didn't mention is that Mordekaiser is really good in both of the top lane, Baron lane, and jungle. I do think he might be a slightly better jungler, to be honest. But the issue with the jungle is that there's so many OP junglers right now, while in the Baron lane there aren't that many OP champions. So I have decided to go for the Conqueror rune, so I should win these long trades, even though Malphite's kind of beating me up. I drop the Ignite on him. Maybe we can dive. He still has his Ignite though. Okay, it looks like he's just basing. Okay, we're just gonna quickly push the wave. Wait, he's not basing. He ignited me as I took the plants. He lost a lot of XP there though, so that's pretty good for us. Okay, we see Gragas on Raptors, so we're okay to kind of be aggressive here and push this wave. Okay, great. Malphite actually missed a lot of minions here. We're just gonna look for the base now. His early few levels I've noticed are quite weak. However, once you get your ultimate, obviously you become an absolute monster in the 1v1. And also what's awesome about Mordekaiser is how hard he is to gank, right? Because if the enemies come in for a gank, you can just ult one of them and just make it a 1v1. And then, obviously you're probably gonna win that because you're playing Mordekaiser. So then you're gonna focus the other enemy down. I didn't mention your enchants during the build either. Again, I said, I mentioned the Meteor being pretty OP. But other than Meteor, you can go Protobelt to Protobelt ult the carries. Oh, there's Gragas right there. We have to be a little careful. Nice. Come here, Gragas. You don't want the smoke. I'll have to get turret shot, actually. Maybe we win this 2v1. Grab my shield. Oh no, it was one attack away. Oh no, that sucks. Run away. I think Malphite might have lagged or something. Oof, and my Ignite just came up. Maybe I should have just flash auto attacked that. Yeah, but again, Protobelt ult to get a carry, and you can also always go for your the tank one, Gargoyle, to give you that big shield. Malphite's about to hit level 5, we'll be a little careful here, but we do have our shield. Okay, we have our level 5 now too. If he doesn't have enough damage to burst us, we win it. And I don't think he does, especially after we ult him and we get some of his magic resistant armor. There we go. I have my shield in a bit too. We shield his ulti and it's over for him. We're so strong in those 1v1s. That's exactly what you want to be doing on Mordekaiser. And now have the crab as well. We're gonna get so many platings here. We're gonna get so fed. Nice. Also, let me give you my thoughts on because every time a new champion gets released, there's always this content creator hype. Some content creators are like, oh, this champion is so OP. Other content creators are like, oh, this champion is absolutely useless. So, I'm sure you guys want to know where I stand on this debate. I remember with Talon, I was probably the only person, I guess Kirk's as well, saying that, oh, Talon is really OP, and everyone else was calling him useless. Lixandra came out, I'm pretty sure we all agreed that she was OP. So with Mordekaiser, my take is that he's reasonably balanced. I don't think he's the strongest champion. He's probably a little in the strong side from what I've seen, especially in the jungle. However, he doesn't feel overwhelming OP like Viego, right? So I think he might be the first champion that gets released that's actually kind of balanced, in my opinion. He might be a little frustrating to play against because of his ulti, and he's an annoying kid in general. I think he's probably a bit in the strong side, but I wouldn't call him OP by any means. I would just whack that Malphite. Especially later in the game, right? Because later in the game you kind of fall off, especially when the enemies just get stasis. So even when you ulti them, if your team is not able to win the 4v4, you're just kind of wasting your time in the 1v1 a lot of the time because the enemies just buy stasis and wait you out, you know? And this is what's awesome about Mordekaiser. We just ulted the Malphite, and he's just kind of stuck here. He can run to either one of his turrets because... Oh. Flash Ignite. There we go. And we're going to win this too. We're 2 levels up on this guy. There's no way he beats us. He can run away from us. Oh, he targeted the... Oops. He targeted the Krugs. It's very easy for him to run away from us because we're playing Mordekaiser, but he can't beat us in the 1v1. That's what matters. And he's such an oppressive champion too. Once you get ahead on Mordekaiser, he's so oppressive because of his ultimate. Like that Malphite got completely destroyed. It just went between 2 turrets, ulted him, and he can't escape to either turret. Nice, and now we get our Rallies, we're gonna be even more oppressive. Because the enemies are gonna get like stuck on us with our Rally slow and our passive. I think next I'm actually gonna go Nashor's Tooth. I've been experimenting with a couple builds, but I wanna try Nashor's Tooth this game. Because obviously you get a lot of auto attacks on Mordekaiser as well. Once you're on top of them, you're just kind of whacking them with your hammer. So the extra damage on your auto attacks will go a long way, right? If you're gonna get Nashor's Tooth, I do recommend getting it earlier on though, because later in the game it feels like you can't get that many auto attacks. The fights are a lot quicker. I'm just gonna keep pushing with my crab here, my scorpion, not my crab. My team did get the dragon, and it looks like they're fighting bot side too. Oh, hello Malphite. Oh, we're 2 levels up on this guy. I don't know why he's trying to fight us. As you can tell, the enemies are not very good. Okay, Malphite. And it's because I'm playing a normal game. Obviously, I would love to play ranked for these gameplays for you guys, but it's just too impossible to get the newest champions in ranked. They're just permanently banned. Okay, I'm completely trolling here, and I'm getting thrown around like a bowling ball. We did get the Veigar at least. At least we got the Veigar, but that was a little, and I don't know where I was going there. Yeah, getting the new champion in ranked is just literally impossible, unfortunately. I already played a couple of games. I don't know if you guys caught the Jackie stream, but I was playing against him, and his teammate wanted Mordekaiser and someone banned it, so he ran it down and gave me a free win. And that's what happens when new champions come out in ranked. So unfortunately we're stuck in normal hell for a bit. But that's okay. Again, with Mordekaiser, you want to be more of the split push 1v1 threat. It's really important that you're able to win these 1v1s, because if you fall behind on Mordekaiser, you become so useless. So it's really important that you don't fall behind. He's a very oppressive champion from ahead, but very, very weak from behind. Okay, let's whack this guy a little bit. I think he might just be dead. I don't think he can escape anymore. I'm just gonna ult him, just in case he ults away. There we go. Oh, he tried to flash away from it. Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot flash away from the Mordekaiser ulti. Once you're in there, you're stuck in there for the next 7 seconds, or however long it is. Should be able to get the turret too. Oh, Veigar's here. Hello, Veigar. Oh. Again, champs like Veigar are so broken against Mordekaiser because there's nothing I can do about his cage. I'm just trapped there. And this is exactly what you don't want to do. They're sitting on top of me, getting destroyed by my passive. First ability, Flash. I guess that's the only like advanced combo. His third ability does have a few combos, but that's like as advanced as you can get on Mordekaiser. Just Flash, or first ability and then Flash to cancel the animation. Yeah, they're completely trolling here. Every fight they just jump at me that's exactly what I want them to do, right? So my passive keeps burning them. Maybe I should have gone Leandries this game with how much they're sitting on top of me. Okay, we can go and finish our Nasser's Tooth. Nice. And now we're probably gonna build towards Psychic Projector, which again is a great item for Mordekaiser, almost like it's been designed for this champion. Kind of underrated item too is probably Spirit Visage, because you get a lot of healing and shielding with Mordekaiser. Ooh, we just saved the Tristana with the ulti. Oh, we're missing all of our abilities. Vayne is actually a great counter for Mordekaiser, even though it didn't seem like it there. Once she gets more fed, she can easily kite us out inside her ulti and destroy us. She can dodge our abilities very easily with her tumble. Come here! Yeah, this champion is just complete raid boss, man. I'm just running at them and there's nothing they can do. I'm just beating them because I have more damage and I'm tankier than them. All you can do against this champion is kite him out. You can't fight him like this, like the enemies are trying to fight me right now. It's absolutely impossible. And I'm turbo fed too. Nice. Come here, Vayne. Just one shot her. Oh, she's not dodging anything. That was kind of close, Loki. Almost died the turret. Gonna pick up the turret and base for my Psychic Projector. I want Meteor this game too. Just trapping in my ulti into Meteor is a pretty broken combo. You also get from your passive free magic penetration, percent magic penetration, which works with your Meteor as well. AP champions obviously benefit with Meteor a little more because it does magic damage. Oh, hello Veigar. Oh, we can save the Leona. I wonder if I ulted the Veigar, if his second ability would disappear and I would save the Leona. If that's the case, I'm sorry Leona, I could have saved you. Oh, good ulti from the Fizz. Can I chase? First ability flash. Boom! I bonked the Vayne and we're able to pick up the Blitzcrank as well. Nice. Ooh. Gragas. Boink him as well. Ult the Malphite. I actually can't do anything to the Malphite. Yeah, the turrets still stay, right? So if you ult someone, the turret is not going to disappear. So that is something you need to be careful of. Oh, he ulted me. We were able to pick up the Malphite, but we just gave Veigar a 1000 gold shutdown. Maybe he'll come back. Since I'm going an AP heavy build, I'm gonna go for my Rabadons. I think. And then lastly, I'll probably end up being Riftmaker anyway. But since I already have so much AP, Rabadons just makes sense, you know. I do want to try some more super tanky builds with Mordekaiser, but I feel like he needs magic damage to stay relevant. Because his crowd control is kind of meh. So if he's not doing damage, he's not very useful. So I think you have to go this like AP bruiser type of build. I don't think tank is gonna work too well. But I'm definitely gonna see a lot of people play him tank. I wonder if you go like Rally's, Leandries. I guess at that point you should just go Psychic Projector. So I don't know, maybe tank doesn't work too well. Oh, hello Gragas. We're not in range. Oh, now we're in range. Oh, we're just getting thrown around, man. Alright, raid boss mode is on, our passive is activated, and we're just running at them and just doing more damage. Oof, he's so low HP. Dude, I'm just getting thrown around like a bowling ball. Leave me alone, Blitzcrank. Who buffed Blitzcrank, man? But they just can't kill me, they can't do anything, they need to kite me. Like, they need to fight me as a team as well, but obviously that's really hard with my ultimate. I snipe him with a meteor. Nope. Fizz is gonna pick up that kill. Come here, Vayne. Want a third ability, first ability, bonk someone. And we ult the Vayne and we escape all three of them and it's just us and the Vayne now. She's able to kind of get away, we ignited her, but it's not enough. That sucks. That's one of the benefits of Mordekaiser. Once you're calling like a 1v3, you can ult someone and make it a 1v1. And at least you can maybe trade 1-for-1, right? So he's so good at being split from his team for these types of plays. I think he's actually doing Baron, but my jungler is not there yet. Zinzai is going there now. Just in time to smite it. Perfect. Alright, let's base and get our death cap. And now our damage is gonna be absolutely insane. Excuse me. Alright, let's continue building into our Rift Maker. We got our little Hex. T-Hex Mecha. Oh, we can maybe run them down. Whoa. Trying to ult the Vayne. Flash ult. I'm not in range. I'll try to kill these guys. Ooh, the double grab. Now we ult the Vayne. I'm gonna let my team clean her up. I'm gonna go for this soul over here. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but these red and blue souls, when I ult, are the enemies. It's the position of the enemies. So I can kind of see where they're at when I leave my ulti. My team was able to clean up the Vayne. Oh, this Gragas, dude, he's spacing. Oh, he just entered. I mean, I guess there's nothing he can do, but he kind of entered there. Even though he was dodging all my abilities, and the one shot on the Veigar. Oof. Just able to escape the turret with her shield. Yeah, they still have the turret shield up. Maybe we can end. Blitzcrank response in 2 seconds, but I kind of want to get full build. Kind of want to get full build instead. Kind of want to get the solo as well. Boom. Boink. So yeah, his jungle clear is actually pretty fast too, because of how his passive works on jungle creeps and minions. So I'm able to just destroy that dragon. 9% movement speed, that's pretty good. Actually quite a lot, 9%. I want to try a Cosmic Drive on him a little more. I've only tried in practice too, but it feels pretty good. Alright, let's go end the game. Let's be the biggest raid boss Mordekaiser we can be. Let's run at them. Come here, Veigar. Come here, Veigar. Boom! One shot him. Come here, Malphite. Oof, that's the enemy tank getting absolutely bodied. Who's next? Come here, Vayne. I slow them with a meteor. Meteor rallies combo. Oh, they flashed away. It is what it is. Come here, Vayne. Oof, she flashed it. Save the Tristana with my ulti. Flunked the Vayne. I did not save the Tristana. And here comes the surrender vote right before we end. But we pick up the Blitzcrank as well. We dropped a 25 kill bomb. Absolutely dominating the normal game. IW. Well, I'm gonna wait for the damage to be over, but thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below if you think Mordekaiser is OP or if you think Mordekaiser is weak.